We are giving away all of these 16 prizes here to celebrate the World Championship, including a signed photo from Raymond van Barneveld and Phil Taylor, which includes a match used art. Just head over to our Twitter, link in the description, to see our pinned tweet for full details, and don't forget to comment and subscribe.
Mickey, many congratulations, really convincing victory there. How would you describe your performance this afternoon?
I thought I played pretty well. You know what I mean. I don't know what the statistics or averages or anything was, but I know whenever I got an opportunity, bar I think one leg probably. I thought I played very well. So I did. I didn't know what to expect, but whenever I got an opportunity, I thought I took it.
I think even towards the end of the second set, you're averaging around about 96. Is that as comfortable as you felt on the big stage before?
I definitely didn't feel comfortable at any stage. You know what I mean. As I say, I didn't know what to expect, but I was trying to have in my own headspace of doing my own thing and seeing how that evolved. But as I say, I didn't know them averages or whatever. You know.
You've never made it beyond the second round here at Ali Pali, but with the way you're playing at the moment, do you feel confident you can break new ground this year?
I look back at it and I don't think, you know, if Michael Van Gerwen or Gerwen, Price or whatever sitting in front of you, you know, you can't turn around and sit here and say you're confident of going to the second or third round or whatever. You know, you have to look at what's in front of you and how the draw evolves. You know, you've no control over them situations. There's people, and I have sat at home many times and watched different players, and they've got opportunities on the concept of how the draw has worked out. So I just don't think you can sit and think you're entitled to be in a quarter-final or a semi-final because of who you are. I think the draw has an awful lot to do with the situation every year.
And up next for you, it's Brendan Dolan, your former World Cup of Darts partner. What are your thoughts on that contest?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, look, I suppose back home it was a massive sort of draw whenever it came out. I had to peel myself away from it, and I kind of think, you know, it's not my draw. It's for everybody else's sort of attitude, and I kind of thinking, you know, this is on, you know, the two boys travel together, it's going to play each other, but like as soon as the draw came out, my focus was fully on Zong. Like, you know what I mean. You can't peel away from the situation that's in front of you, and that was my only. Probably I did for the first week. I probably did practice a wee bit thinking about Brenton, but I had to switch off and kind of think that's not my vicinity, because the first game is the most important. But just to tell you another story, like, you know, I get up this morning at 7 o'clock, and the first message is on my phone, which I knew Brenton was arriving in late last night. But Brenton was the first message on my phone at 7 o'clock in the morning to wish me the best. So that just tells you all you need to know about the man that I'm playing tomorrow.
Thank you, well done.
Thanks.
Mickey, congratulations. Although it was 3-0, did Zong cause you more problems than what the scoreline suggests?
I don't know. I don't know where he caused me more problem. I think it was just my situation and the kind of how I was feeling. Probably trying to capitalise on situation, and at times I didn't capitalise on the opportunities that was available. I thought I was making it a wee bit awkward, but as I say, whenever maybe I got a second chance and probably got a wee bit of luck, I did take them opportunities.
You talked about darts in Northern Ireland about being at home. Has darts in Northern Ireland ever been in a better position with the crop of players that you've got now?
I probably don't generalise it as in Northern Ireland. You know, I look at the whole of Ireland. Like, you know, if you're looking at all the lads that's playing on the tour here continuously, I think maybe 9, have we? Or 9 or 10 players. It's unreal for such a small country to be producing the players, and probably my end of it, and a wee bit disappointed because it was the first opportunity I got was coming through the Tom Kirby, and that gave me the opportunity, it gave Willie the opportunity, it gave a few other players the opportunity as well. Well, unfortunately, that tournament's done away with to give them that opportunity of getting to the World Championships. But I suppose I can see the PDC's side of it. I was thinking, Ireland's going pretty well. We don't need to promote it that much because, as I say, like whenever you're at home, I think a lot of the players play in a lot of tournaments and local tournaments. So it's kind of a bit of a monopoly. You think, oh, I can beat him. I can play in the PDC. I can be one of them players. It works out for some, but unfortunately, the majority of them, it doesn't work out like it's a seriously tough shift. So I applaud any of the boys that's on our tour from Ireland. I say not north or south, but I think fair play to anybody that's willing to take the chance on how they evolve and how they do. Fair play to them, you know.
Ahead of tomorrow's game, how do you put friendships aside to get ready for tomorrow?
I don't know where there's me and Brenton has been together for the last 13 years and travel and everything. Was probably, I'd have to say, probably in the early stages of my career, I probably wouldn't have been here maybe to. Brenton helped me an awful lot, financially, mentally, and all the rest. You know what I mean? So, but that was earlier on, and give me the foothold to progress. So he did. But as the years went on, and I have seen how he has evolved. Like Brenton's been the top Irish player. You know, I think he's won 9, maybe 9 Pro Tour events. He created history in doing the double in, double out. I know Darrell has come, and Darrell's a phenomenal player as well, between winning the Players' Championship and the Grand Prix. But Brenton's different obstacle altogether. You know what I mean? He's solid. I think his whole career has been brilliant. You know, as I said, I've seen it week in, week out. The two of us, we've seen our own trials and tribulations, because whenever we're going well, and as I say, it's not about this week or last week or 2 weeks ago. We're going back years, and the two of us equally. I have seen his situation, and he has seen my situation. So possibly, I am glad the two of us is playing each other, because at least one of us is getting to the next round. You know what I mean?
Mickey, thanks, mate.
Okay.
Mickey, you played early on last year, obviously on the opening night. Was it nice playing a little bit later and seeing the tournament unfold?
Yeah, massive difference. I have to say, the worst draw tell anybody, I think, is, and I've been in that situation, and I've been talking to Willie, because Willie has been in that situation as well. I think the first night, I just don't think it's probably the draw that nobody wants. You know, I mean, there's no enjoyment. Yes, you prepare to win the first game, but whenever you win that game, it's very hard to switch off, get the adrenaline down. Your friends and family and all is all ecstatic because you've won the first game, but you have to switch. It's very hard to switch off and then say, I'm going to go again, you know. And I have to say, like, fair play to Michael Smith, because he dealt with the situation. He was under a very hard. He was in a hard situation on Friday night, but he dealt with it, which most champions, that's what you expect them to do. But from the other side, it is a tough coin whenever it comes your way, you know what I mean? But I think it's a draw. Most players, regardless of anybody else in the draw, you don't want to play on the Friday night the first game, because of the situation of playing 2 games in the one night, because that's not how you prepare, you know.
You've been here 9 times before. I mean, what would it mean to get past the second round into that.
I've definitely. That's the goal. You know what I mean? Obviously, different players has different opinions or whatever, but I've been here a lot of times. I've failed at the first round. Probably I've been favourites. That's probably the crazy thing. I've been favourite a lot of times, and I haven't prevailed. But I have to say, like the last 3 years, this is now my 4th year. I've played in the qualifier, international qualifiers, and I've won all them games. So the next step is the big thing, regardless of who I play. The opportunity has always been there. I just think, and especially last year, I suppose nobody wants to hear it or whatever, but like I thought last year was a golden opportunity. Peter Wright wasn't playing well, so he wasn't. I thought in 2 games in one night I had an opportunity. If I had got Peter, I think a day or 2 after, I think I would have had a very good chance. Peter's struggling a bit in a minute. Unfortunately for him, as you seen last night, it has continued on this year as well. You know what I mean? So, as I say, it's a tough draw the very first night. But in my situation, I do think it's all about progression. But you can't look too far and ahead of yourself, because you can't talk about the second round, the third round, or the fourth round until you win the first round. So thankfully I've done that, and it's up to me now to. I've given myself an opportunity, and I have to progress.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Mickey, we've seen 2 Asian qualifiers already get wins on that stage this week. Did that make you a little bit more wary headed into this match?
It definitely did. Yeah, there's no because the Asian tour and the numbers that's involved in it. You think like it's just not 2 random players, 3 random players, or 4 random players. If you're coming out of that population, I think it's massive population, and I can see why the PDC is going down that route in general, because it's a golden ticket, you know what I mean. But how the lads had played before, yeah, definitely. It was in a practice room last night. A few of the lads was kind of giving it to me a wee bit about playing a Chinese qualifier, how they had been practicing with Zong, so they hadn't how well he was playing. So you just don't know. You know, I know it's from. There's no point in going in and looking at somebody's background, because, like, you know, if I was playing any of the players on the tour, their background really. I know everybody on the tour this last 10 years, so there's no point in going that road and kind of getting yourself in a situation that you mentally that you don't want to be thinking about. But whenever the players come from the Asian tour, you know they're quality players, and that was it definitely was playing in my mind. There's no point in saying any different. I was under a lot of pressure, so yeah, internally, you know what I mean, and I didn't know what to expect, but you had to convince yourself you're good enough to prevail.
Mickey, big well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mickey, congratulations. Do you find that it's different playing an afternoon session compared to an evening session?
Massive. I was here at 8:30 this morning, and the doors was locked, so that's the difference. I do, yeah, and even compared to last year, it was the first game on last year. I was here about 3:30 or so, because there's so much involved, and it's just not of ending up and going to the practice room because of the photographs. Maybe a few interviews and all, everything is entailed and you have to prepare for that. I'm lucky enough, I know the whole situation. This morning I thought I had everything kind of covered, and come here this morning and the doors is locked, so I was under a bit of pressure because of how the whole time scale worked out. But it is, well, in the afternoon I think you can sit and you can come early, you can relax, you can get your photographs, you can do whatever interviews and all before, and you kind of can see how the whole thing's prevailing. Where in the morning, especially the first game, it's intense. Like, you know, you're always looking at the clock because you know definitely you're playing at 1:15, and everything that involves, nothing prepares you for it, you know. And you don't know who, say, Dave's going to say we're going here, we're going there. So, look, it is. I think a lot for the players that's on the tour. I think we know the situation. I think it's probably more a disadvantage for probably the international players that's coming over, and say if they win or whatever, how it evolves for them, because they're not, I suppose, used to the situation that's presented in front of them, you know.
And one last question: do you conduct yourself differently up on the stage when you're playing against the French?
I don't know. It hasn't happened that often, so it hasn't, you know. I don't know. I think it's respect, you know what I mean. It doesn't matter who it is, you know, between who I'm playing or what. You can't give somebody more respect than somebody else. I think whenever you're up there, it's how you conduct yourself to everybody. You know what I mean. I don't think I'm not going to give Brent any more respect than he would give me, or vice versa. You know, I just think it's how you play the game and how it entails, and how everybody envisages how you've performed or how you've conducted yourself.
Congratulations.
Come on, thank you.